Cadet Elena Rodriguez walked through the pristine corridors of the Galactic Military Academy, her heavy boots creating small vibrations that made the delicate Vithrani students scurry away from her path. At 5'6" and built like a marathon runner, she was considered massively oversized by galactic standards. Most species in the Confederacy averaged 4 feet tall and possessed bone density equivalent to Earth birds. The Academy had been reluctant to accept their first Deathworlder student. Humans came from a planet so hostile that most civilized species classified it as uninhabitable. Class 12 gravity, violent weather systems, predatory megafauna, toxic, atmosphere variations, and tectonic instability made Earth a nightmare world by galactic standards. The fact that humans had not only survived but thrived there made them objects of both fascination and fear. Elena's academic performance was stellar. Her reflexes, spatial awareness, and tactical thinking consistently ranked in the top percentile. But her social integration had been challenging. Most students gave her a wide berth, whispering about Deathworlder strength and predator instincts when they thought she couldn't hear. She could hear everything. Human hearing was considered supernatural by galactic standards. "There she is!" hissed Kexthul, a tall, mantis-like Zelthron whose family held significant political influence in the Academy's administration. His compound eyes glittered with malice as he blocked Elena's path to the dormitory sector. 6 other students flanked him, 2 more Zelthrons, a trio of crystalline shardlings whose bodies chimed softly as they moved, and 1 Vithrani whose pale blue skin had taken on an aggressive purple hue. Elena stopped walking and assessed the situation with the clinical detachment her instructors had praised in tactical simulations. 7 opponents, corridor width limiting their ability to surround her completely. Nearest emergency alert, 30 meters behind her, Academy Medical Bay 4 levels up. "Problem, Kexthul?" she asked, her voice carrying the neutral tone she'd perfected over months of similar confrontations. "The problem," Kexthul clicked his mandibles aggressively, "is that Deathworld scum like you don't belong among civilized beings. Your kind are violent, primitive savages who somehow stumbled into space technology." The other students spread out slightly, trying to create a semicircle formation. Elena noted their positioning, muscle tension, and breathing patterns. The shardlings were nervous. Their crystalline bodies were resonating at higher frequencies. The Vithrani was terrified, but trying to hide it behind pack mentality. The Zelthrons were confident, believing their size advantage was decisive. They had no idea what they were dealing with. "I'm just trying to get to my dorm," Elena said calmly, taking half a step backward to create better maneuvering room. Her instructors would have recognized the subtle shift in her stance, the balanced distribution of weight, the slight lowering of her center of gravity. Combat ready. "Not happening," snarled Vextar, Kexthul's lieutenant. "Time someone taught? You Deathworlders your place in the natural order." The Academy's surveillance system would later show that the entire confrontation lasted exactly 9 seconds from Vextar's final word to the last attacker hitting the deck. Elena moved. To the alien students, she seemed to simply vanish and reappear like a malevolent spirit. Human combat reflexes, honed by millions of years of evolution on a world where everything was trying to kill them, operated at speeds that their nervous systems couldn't even process. The first shardling went down when Elena's elbow struck the junction between its torso segments. A perfectly calculated impact that caused structural resonance failure without permanent damage. The crystalline being's form collapsed into component shards that would reform given time and proper care. She pivoted on her left foot, her right leg sweeping the second shardling's supports, while her left hand caught the third in a controlled grapple that applied just enough pressure to its delicate structure to induce protective hibernation. The Vithrani lunged forward with an electromagnetic pulse generator, a weapon that would have incapacitated most species but merely caused Elena's muscles to cramp slightly. Her return strike was a textbook palm thrust to its solar plexus equivalent. calculated to cause temporary paralysis of its respiratory system without permanent trauma. The two remaining Zelthrons attacked simultaneously, their razor-sharp forearms slashing toward Elena's head and torso. She dropped below their strikes, rolled between them, and came up behind their formation. Two precisely applied pressure point strikes, techniques adapted from human martial arts, but modified for Zelthron physiology, dropped them both in unconscious heaps. Kexthul, seeing his entire group neutralized in seconds, tried to retreat. Elena caught his ankle with one hand and pulled gently. The Zelthron's own momentum carried him into an elegant arc that ended with him unconscious on the deck plating. Elena stood among the 7 unconscious forms, breathing normally and without a scratch on her uniform. She activated her comm device, with the casual air of someone reporting a minor maintenance issue. Academy Medical, this is Cadet Rodriguez. I need 7 emergency transport stretchers at Corridor Junction 7 Delta. Multiple students suffering from impact trauma and temporary incapacitation. No permanent injuries, but they'll need monitoring during recovery. As medical teams rushed to respond, Elena continued toward her dormitory. Behind her, the surveillance footage was already being reviewed by academy administrators, military observers, and xenobiologists from 17 different species. The video would become legendary in military training academies across the galaxy. 9 seconds of controlled, precise, and utterly devastating combat efficiency that demonstrated why Deathworlders were not to be underestimated. But Elena Rodriguez was just trying to get some sleep before tomorrow's tactical exam. She had studying to do. After all, being from a death world meant you never stopped preparing for the next challenge. The Academy Medical Bay would be full for the next week, but the bullying incidents stopped permanently that day. Word traveled fast in institutional settings, and the lesson was clear. Humans might be new to the galactic community, but they were not to be tested lightly. Elena's academic performance continued to excel, and her social situation improved dramatically. Respect, she had learned, was sometimes earned 9 seconds at a time.